These free agent signings made sense until they didn't. Let's take a look.
Orlando Pace signed a 3-year, $15 million deal in 2009, which included $6.1 million guaranteed. This was considered high-end money at the time. The problem? Pace was 33 years old and at the tail end of a brilliant career. He played in just 11 games for the Bears, starting all of them at left tackle before a groin injury effectively ended his impactful playing time for the season. He performed poorly compared to his Pro Bowl standards before the Bears released him after just 1 year. This signing represents a classic mistake, paying for past accomplishments rather than future production. The Bears got a legend's nameplate, but not his legendary play. Number 9 is quarterback Kordell Stewart, who arrived in Chicago with plenty of fanfare on a 2-year, $5 million contract in 2003. Stewart had made his name as a dual-threat quarterback with the Steelers, but by the time he reached Chicago, he could neither run effectively nor pass with accuracy. He appeared in just 7 games, 5 starts, throwing 7 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. The Bears thought they were getting a dynamic playmaker. Instead, they got a player whose best days were already behind him. Stewart's signing serves as a reminder that exciting names don't always translate to exciting production. In 2014, the Bears signed defensive end Jared Allen to a 4-year, $32 million contract with $15.5 million guaranteed. Allen had been one of the NFL's most productive pass rushers, recording double-digit sacks in multiple seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs and Minnesota Vikings. However, at age 32, Allen was past his prime. In 18 games with the Bears across 2014 and 2015, he recorded a total of 5.5 sacks and recovered 2 fumbles. He had 5.5 sacks in 2014 and 0 in 3 games played for the Bears in 2015 before being traded to the Carolina Panthers. The signing represents a significant overpayment for minimal production relative to his contract. Running back Chester Taylor signed a 4-year, $12.5 million contract with the Bears in 2010. Taylor had been productive with the Minnesota Vikings, and the Bears envisioned him competing for significant carries in their backfield rotation. The reality was drastically different. In 2010, Taylor averaged a catastrophic 2.4 yards per carry on 112 rushing attempts. Taylor was barely gaining more than 2 yards per rush, making him one of the least efficient running backs in the NFL this season. The Bears released Taylor after just 1 season, acknowledging the signing is a complete failure. In 2009, the Bears signed offensive tackle Frank Omiyale to a 4-year, $11.5 million contract with $5.5 million guaranteed. The most striking aspect of this signing was that Omiyale had started just 1 game in his NFL career before the Bears committed starter-level money to him. Over 3 seasons, Omiyale started 28 games for Chicago, and the results were disastrous. He was consistently described as truly awful and appeared lost on the field, unable to handle the responsibilities of protecting the quarterback or creating running lanes. The Bears signed middle linebacker Brian Cox to a 4-year, $13.2 million contract that made him the highest-paid defensive player on the roster in 1996. This significant financial commitment created enormous expectations for production and leadership from the veteran. Cox failed to deliver value. During his 2 seasons with the Bears, his overall impact was minimal compared to his massive contract. He failed to be the defensive anchor the Bears envisioned, representing a fundamental misallocation of resources that tied up salary cap space without the corresponding impact plays required of a highest-paid defender. Outside linebacker Pernell McPhee signed a 5-year, $38.7 million contract with the Bears in 2015, including $16 million guaranteed. McPhee had shown promise with the Baltimore Ravens, but he came to Chicago with documented knee problems that should have raised serious flags and concerns. Over 3 seasons, McPhee recorded 14 sacks. His chronic knee issues limited his availability and effectiveness, creating a multi-year salary cap burden. The Bears signed kicker Cody Parker to a 4-year, $15 million contract with $9 million guaranteed in 2018. During the 2018 regular season, Parkey made 23 of 30 field goal attempts, 76.7%, and hit the uprights an alarming 10 times. The signing's catastrophic moment came in the 2019 NFC wildcard playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles. With 5 seconds remaining, Parkey attempted a 43-yard field goal that hit the left upright, then the crossbar, before bouncing away. The infamous double doink. The failure sealed Parkey's legacy in Chicago. Cornerback Thomas Smith signed a 5-year, $22.5 million contract with the Bears in 2000, despite entering the league with just 6 career interceptions over 7 seasons with the Buffalo Bills. The Bears paid elite, top-tier money for a player who had never demonstrated high-level ball skills. Smith's production in Chicago validated the skepticism. He recorded 0 interceptions in his 1 season with the Bears in 2000. This minimal production for a single year of employment at that price still represents one of the most talent evaluation failures in franchise history. The worst free agent signing in Chicago Bears history is quarterback Mike Glennon, who signed a 3-year, $45 million contract with $18.5 million guaranteed in 2017. Glennon had been a career backup with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, starting 18 games over 4 seasons with modest results. He had never proven capable of being a franchise quarterback, yet the Bears paid him as if he were an established starter. The results were predictably disastrous. Glennon started just 4 games for Chicago, completing 66.4% of his passes while throwing 4 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. He also fumbled 5 times, losing 3 of them. His quarterback rating of 76.9 reflected his inability to execute the offense effectively. After 4 starts, the Bears benched Glennon in favor of rookie Mitchell Trubisky, who they had drafted 2nd overall in the same offseason. The Glennon signing represents organizational failure at every level. The Bears paid $18.5 million guaranteed for 4 mediocre starts, then drafted Trubisky 2nd overall as insurance against Glennon's predictable failures. This sequence suggests the front office never truly believed in Glennon, but paid him anyway, a baffling contradiction. Mike Glennon's contract stands as the single worst free agent signing in Chicago Bears history, a cautionary tale of overpaying for unproven talent and the organizational consequences of catastrophic misjudgment at the most important position in football.
These free agent signings weren't accidents. They were decisions. Decisions have consequences. What were your worst free agent signings? Thank you for watching.